Hello everyone. In this video, I will start a new series where I will show you how to build this Android application. This is an app that uses RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, to help you chat with your documents. But everything is on your mobile phone because I see that a lot of people have shared how to do this on your laptop, but I haven't seen anyone do this on a mobile phone. The app uses Gemini to answer the user's queries and the Google's embedding model to convert the text into embeddings. This application contains a lot of features, which means that this series might be long and rich in information. So, even though we are focusing on the RAG aspect, you might still learn new things because I will be teaching you some things that you can use in any other app. For example, how to use a navigation drawer, how to add an alert dialog, how to switch between dark and light themes. These are things that you can add to any apps. So what are the things that you will learn in this series? Well, as you can see in this presentation, here are some of the features that are in this application. For example, we will add a welcome screen. This screen will appear just once because you need to add your API key and to provide some information such as your name and the model's name. I will show you how to switch between activities, for example, how to move to the settings activity and how to go back. I will show you how to integrate material design so that you can add, for example, the switch that you saw there, the drop down and other good looking components. I will show you how to download free icons that I have used in this application, such as the save button, the go back button, this database icon, etc. I will show you how to add views dynamically with code. For example, here I am prompting the model, and this view that you are seeing, this block was added dynamically. I will show you how to add this click animation. You can see that we can add it to any view that we have. After that, I will show you how to customize the material design components, because by default they have a default color. So for example, here I have chose to change the color to this yellow, and you can change a lot of things. I will show you how to do that. Let's not forget that because we need to store the documents and the embeddings, I said that we are going to use a database, and I will show you how to integrate the SQLite database into your app. Here you can save the database if you want, you can restore it, and you can reset it. To save the database, you can click on this backup database. It will prompt you to choose a location in your local storage. After that, you can choose that file that you have saved to reload the database. And finally, you can reset it to delete everything. You can see that I have mentioned just a few features, but the list goes on. I'll show you how to log in with your Google account. I'll show you how to add ads to your application. I will show you how to make the app responsive, etc. Now, let me show you a demo of how the app works. First, we see the welcome screen. Here, we need to add the Gemini API and to set up some information that is going to be used later. So I will start by adding my API key. Click on Next, but before moving to the next step, the app will try to verify if this API key is valid or not. So now it is saying checking for the API key validity, and good. So the API key was valid, and now we can give the name. So I'll give my name, and I will give this name to the model. I will call my model doc.ai. Now click on Next, and here it says, congratulations, you are now ready to start using the application. So click on the Confirm button. Now we will never see the welcome screen again because we have finished the initial setup. Now, to start the chat, click on the plus floating button. Here you can choose either TXT files or PDF files. Open the right navigation drawer and click on the Process Files button. But before I do that, if you want to remove a file that you have uploaded, you can click on the X button. If you are ready, then click on the Start Process button. And remember that you can process multiple files at the same time, so you are not constrained to uploading one file at a time. I will click on the Start Process button. Now, in the background, the app is trying to extract the text from the files, and it will convert the text to a list of embeddings and store it in the database. If you read that note, you can see that when processing files, by default, the app adds a delay because the free version of the Gemini API has some limitations. But if you have a paid API key, then you can disable this delay in the settings. I will show you how to do that later. But because I am using a free version of the API key, I am constrained by this delay. This is why the processing takes time. After processing the files, we can give this room a name so that we can come back to it if we want. Just click on this text that says untitled. Here I will call it test number 1. Click on confirm. You can see that the text has changed. Open the left navigation drawer. You can see that the room was added here. We can use this section to switch between rooms, and if we don't want to keep a room, we can simply click on the X button to delete it. The selected room is highlighted in yellow, as you can see. Now close the left navigation drawer and let's prompt the model. This is the prompt that I will ask the model. Basically, I have uploaded a research paper and it talks about conformal layers. Let's see what the model will say. To send the prompt, just click on this icon. You can see that when I sent the prompt, a new view populates the body with a block containing the user's name, the date, and the prompt. While waiting for the model to answer, there is a progress bar that appears to indicate that the model is working to answer the question. Now, after receiving the answer, it is added automatically to the body, and it contains the same elements, except that the name and content are both different. If we open the left navigation drawer one more time, we can see that we can create a new room just by clicking on this button. And now, as you can see, that test number 1 room is no longer selected or highlighted because we created a new room. We can also save the database in our local storage just by clicking there and hitting the save button. Or we can restore the database. I have already created a database before, so I will retrieve it. And as you can see, here I have a lot of rooms because I was working on this before and I saved it just to show you how this works. Or if you want, you can reset the database. You can see that here we have no rooms. Here we have the remove ads button. It's not working because I haven't added this functionality, but if you want, you can try to add the payment system to the app. I was not able to do it because I didn't publish the application. If you want to sign in using your Google account, you can do that. For example, I will choose this one. So this is my account that I used to log in, but this doesn't do anything. The idea was if you want to add the remove ad system, you need to be logged in to do that. This is why I have added the login system. If you want to log out, you can click here and confirm the logout. The last thing we have here is the settings button. Let's click on it. When doing that, we move to the settings activity. Here, we can change a lot of things, such as the API key. If you want to disable the delay, if you have a paid API key, you can just click on this switch. We can switch the main language of the app from English to French, for example. This is what I have done, but you can add more languages. If you do this, you can see that here it says that, do you want to change the language? If you confirm, the app will restart because here we need to change a lot of things so that the text changes. And now you can see that instead of untitled, for example, we have sans titre. And basically here you can see that instead of rooms, we have vos espaces, etc. Let's go back to English. Click on the settings button. And now here I have forced the theme to be light, but if you want the theme to be dark, you can choose that. Click on the save button. If you want it to change based on the system's theme, you can do that also. For example, here I have chose system, and because I have dark mode enabled, the app's theme is in dark. But if I go to light theme, the app will change too, because we have chosen system. Here we can change the user's and the model's name. Here, this is basically the processing. I told you when you click on the process files button, the app in the background tries to extract the text and split it into chunks. You can, if you want, change the values. In the vector database, for the model to be able to answer your question, it needs to retrieve meaningful information so that the model will be able to answer your query. Here you can specify how many entries in the database the model will take to be able to answer the question. For example, by default, it is set to 5. You can choose the similarity function. Here by default, it is set to cosine. Here you can change the model hyperparameters. And if we are satisfied, you can click on the save button. I should also mention that the app works in both landscape and portrait modes, and that it is responsive, so it will look good in all devices. So as you saw from the demo, this app is feature-rich. So if you are wondering how to build something like this, then please join me in this series, and I am sure that you will not regret it.